talking about it's out there. It also makes me think that maybe as humans we're hardwired for finding our meaning in something outside of ourselves.
Honestly, what is the deal with Christians these days? That's what we're here trying to figure out. It all starts with authenticity. Ew, buzzword. Gross, I know. But on this podcast, you'll find two brutally honest Christians talking about real world problems. And it all starts with something very private and personal: the Christian's prayer journal. That's right, we're steering through past journal entries we've written that address real Christian issues and applying the gospel to every difficult situation. Expect us to see different perspectives, different insights, and why they might be relevant to your life.
For sure. And kind of taking what you said earlier in a slightly different direction.
Sure.
You're talking about it's out there. It also makes me think that maybe as humans we're hardwired for finding our meaning in something outside of ourselves, if that makes sense.
Wow.
And it's kind of almost a countercultural idea because we talk a lot about kind of finding our own meaning and kind of creating that for ourselves. And that's a very, cultural idea, especially maybe here. But the fact is maybe the gospel says that our meaning comes from something outside of ourselves, and in particular in Christ.
Absolutely. I think that's a really good remark and observation, because kind of going back to my original point, a lot of this language probably comes from C.S. Lewis, but it's just the idea that we think that we have self-autonomy, or like that we're in control in a sense.
Yeah.
But like the truth is we're always worshiping, giving our allegiance to something else. And so to think that we ever don't get our like that we ever really truly get our identity in like ourselves, I think is a myth, because we're always placing our identity in something else. Why is that? Well, we were created to worship. We were created that way. So it's kind of ironic, I think, when we think about the Christian life, that people often think of freedom as like, I'm free to do what I want.
Yeah.
Like nobody's ever free. In the like, we're controlled by our desires. Think about it. And so the freedom in Christ is actually an allegiance to Jesus.